Welcome, welcome to August Mastery Monday. Also, here we are on the cusp and in deep into the Lion's Gate opening. Wow. Just in awe at everything that we've been experiencing through the greater field and in our individual lives this past year, and especially uh, maybe the past week. Feels like we've been traversing the ebbs and flows of our inner worlds, really bringing forth uh, what's true and what's untrue. Yeah, like Richard had been visiting old decisions. Absolutely. Ah, so we're gonna dive into what's been showing itself to me from my perspective through the field and opening up into some deeper places of our truth, some deeper places of what's present for us, so we can really navigate this time in a way that allows for a deep interconnection. And so let's just take a deep breath in. We'll start off with our opening meditation, a short grounding presencing meditation. I'll share for a bit, and then we'll go into what this field is speaking on a greater collective, as well as all of us here. And then we'll have some sharing at the end. So how's the sound before we keep going? Is the sound okay? Okay, great. We had a storm roll in this morning and it's still raining. And it's such a blessing because August is usually really dry here. And by September, the forests are like, I need water, please help me. And right now it's like, wow, we're getting such a blessing of rain this past week. So I had to plug into the Ethernet just to make sure the cable into the modem to make sure we have a good connection. So, all right. So let's take a deep breath in. If you wish to, close your eyes. Just allow yourself to say hello, say hi to you. Say hi to you in this moment. Body, your space, your energy, your heart, mind. Welcoming all of you here into this moment. Really giving yourself permission and the intention to let this breath of life that you're bringing into your body to really open the space within. Really open to the spaces within that are speaking to you, that are inviting you in deeper into yourself, body, and also into this space that we're creating together today. Welcoming a place where you can just settle into, welcoming the body to just relax, release anything that you may be holding, just noticing where the breath wants to go. As we invite, beautiful, yeah, seeing beautiful, bright silver white energy coming in around the space to bring in a reflective light as well as a strong, soft energy, because today we really want to open into that softness with the breath, the softness of the self, the softness of allowing, the softness of the surrendering. The softness that is the foundation of the strength of our truth. Just welcoming in this breath and yourself. We're going to ask for any and all energy, people, places, things, boards, to any other experiences right now to gently be released from all of our bodies, energy bodies, the collective space. Welcoming in from within that soul light energy from every cell of the body of source that we are, to fill in all the space of our body, our energy bodies. Really allow ourselves to be fully present and connected and aware in this moment. Breathing through the heart, welcoming in the pure love of your heart, the pure love of the body, and the pure love of the connection of all of us here together. Welcoming beautiful golden light through the center of our space, the center of the circle, threading its way through pure self, the pure consciousness, the pure wholeness of the unified source being that we are. Beautiful. Taking a deep breath and welcoming a grounding of a white light through the top of your head and all the way down through into the beautiful pure crystalline center of earth that ignites and amplifies our foundation self in this body. I'm just taking some breaths to let the body settle into the space, settle into the earth, settle into the land. Welcoming all the lands that we're connecting through right now, through the crystalline grid, to connect through the center of the earth and its pure energy, its pure heart energy. Allow this collective to amplify all the energies that we're here to receive and embody today. A lot of clarity moving through. Taking a deep breath into the body and letting that heart breath expand through the whole body and around your body. Letting your energy body be filled with this bright light. The whole body around you, whole energy body flowing around you. Only the highest and purest energies of yourself will allow this energy to expand all the way around, enveloping, embracing us as a whole, and any and all energies that are here to support this space, of any and all guides and star beings and connections through Earth and around Earth, to be only the highest expression. Yes. And again, centering into your body and your breath and your heart. And if you wish to, just creating an intention, a place that you'd like to focus and bring forth for yourself in support of this energy today. If there's anything that you're working with within your life, within your body, within your heart. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Let's hold that in the center of a golden light in a circle. Yeah, beautiful. And welcoming all the shifts and changes, adjustments, adaptations to our bodies, minds, and hearts and souls in this field together that's needed for all of these intentions to come alive, the purest of knowing, truths, and opportunities and resources for all of us here. Let's welcome you to the space around you. If you wish to receive here what we're going to explore today in this soul embodiment, in this experience that we are. all just really feeling all of you in this space that are really coming into the light of yourself, the truth of yourself, the knowing that's been supported through all the coding that we brought in as souls, as source embodiment, that is allowing us to come into whatever it is that's showing up for us now in this moment through the field of our existence in this body. And I've just been in awe at what has been moving through. And as I've been in this space of noticing and being present with what's showing up, and the recent email that I sent out with the breakdowns and the breakthroughs and the metamorphosis, and just the impactfulness of who we've been in our lives that's leading up to these moments, for all of these things to come to the surface to say, hey, let's shift this, let's shift that, or maybe things that have been showing up. One of the things that was really showing up, that we'll dive into this question, where are you leaving yourself behind? Where are we still leaving ourselves behind? And that can take form in so many ways, right? So sometimes we get attached to old visions of what we thought we might be, or who we're going to be, or how we want it to be, and how this field is showing up, and all these shifts and changes and transmutations that are happening constantly. Is that space of letting go, that opportunity to let go so deeply that all of this that we've been experiencing, we can just be in that moment. Yeah, beautiful, Steiner. Just reading what you said, a huge opening 3 weeks ago, pure light body and no breath for an hour in the midst of it. Just yes, powerful. Just that space where all of that light, all the infusion of this power, this source energy that we are, that's really coming in, and letting that bubble to the surface, or letting that really deepen into ourselves, our truth, while it's continuing to bring up, oh, wow, I keep maybe holding on to this part of myself, or maybe I'm really not showing up the way I want to show up because of whatever it is, the fears, the insecurities, just the patterns, right? The patterns that we are learning to shift, the patterns that we're learning to take a moment and view, right? The patterns that are showing up, and we're like, ooh, let's look at that a little more. Let's look at that a little deeper. Maybe we need a different perspective. Maybe we need to look at it from a different angle, right? And keep observing and adjusting, and having that trust in self that those adjustments can be made little by little. So it's fascinating, because I've been noticing for myself is just ways that I am showing up in life through insecurities. And I'm like, ooh, that's interesting, right? And how it's impacting my day-to-day decisions, relationships, how it is that I'm showing up in life. And a part of me is just like, can I just go live somewhere, very simply in the forest? I don't have to work on any of this stuff in life itself, just the external stuff, because, for those of us, who love to be in nature, and I love that background that you have, Steiner. It's really beautiful, that nature scene is where everything feels so much more free, so much more connected, so much more relaxed, right? And so that's the practice, right? Is being able to go into those spaces where we feel that superb, fantastic space of relaxation and light and connection, and then being able to go, oh, there's the strength that I have with that. There's the way that I can be with that in life itself, in all my relations, in all my connections, in all that I'm doing, in the way that it's showing up. And yesterday I went to the lake in the afternoon after I had some fun making some things from tomatoes and the cucumbers and some bones that I had, and just like feeling that place of like, okay, just in creation mode with the land and the minerals and the elements, that we were able to bring from the land and bring from life itself and the creation experience, and then go into the lake and really tap in. And for those of you who've heard me speak about the crystalline lake here in Hot Springs, where pretty much underneath the lake it's all crystal, and around all the shores there's just crystal everywhere and on the different islands. And this lake is well known for a lot of the light beings that work through the crystal here. And when I went to the lake and I got in the water, it was just like, just went right into 0 point, right into that centered, clear space where the all and nothing exists. And I just saw this powerful spiral of energy moving through Earth's center and through all the power centers of this planet. And it's been a theme of this spiral that's been going through over the past year and a half through the earth, when we're going through these massive collective shifts, to allow that spiral of life that is true to really deepen that connection of the spiral of the life within our bodies, so that we can clarify, keep clarifying. And through that spiral of light, I was also receiving the spiral of the energies. And first I saw it from Sirius, of course, because we're going through the, the Lionsgate with Sirius, and then everybody, all the other star systems spiraling into one source light, where there was no individuation through the omniverse, the multiverse, the star systems. It was like, all right, we're all coming into this still movement, right? Because there's always movement, but even in that stillness of the 0 point, everything was being brought into that 0 point experience through the whole creative experience right now. So the source experience that we are is really getting anchored in, so we can step in with more connection and strength through the body. And all the decisions that we are making are coming from that space where there is no attachment, right? And it's a very powerful space. It's a very powerful space. And a lot of times when we get into that space and then we leave that space, because then we're moving through daily experiences, and it's kind of like a teeter-totter, right? Where we're feeling it and then, oh, not feeling it, and we're feeling it and then, oh, not feeling it, right? And so just seeing a space where we can be in that fulcrum point more and more and more, into where we can adjust. And so maybe that teeter-totter isn't, I don't know if you were like me as a kid, where you loved to come down and slam the teeter-totter on the ground when they made them that way, so the other person flew up in the air, if anyone had those kind of, and then they would do it to you and you'd fly up into the air and like come back down, and it was just so much fun, that adrenaline and that fun and that extreme of life, and really be able to feel that. And right now it's going, wait, let's stop swinging from one extreme of our life to the other. Let's stop that extreme, right? So our nerve systems and our minds and our hearts can go, all right, we're settling into that still space. We're settling into that still space more and more. And so as I was seeing that, I was watching how we've gathered up, the ideas and the beliefs, and through all the different experiences that we've picked up, and how through that spiral of light, of that spiral of connection that's coming through the fields into that 0 point, is giving us this well of opportunity to say, okay, what's true for me now? 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 And that truth may be very different than it was a second ago, and being okay with that oscillation, because in that stillness, when we say yes to a truth, it's going to adjust and rearrange everything in our lives, right? For that next piece of truth to allow. Yeah. Harmony, being shown the power and mastery from within of pureness. Pure isness. No need to go anywhere, do anything to feel this purity. It is, isn't it? Isn't it nice to just be, right? That there's nothing to seek. right? Nothing to seek anymore except our own inner knowing, right? The external has its beauty, and so we're all here together reflecting this beauty in connection together in our source light. And it's so beautiful to be able to stand in that, to stand in that. So what I'd like to hear, if anyone else wants to share in chat anything that has been present for you, because one of the things that I've really been noticing also is, you know, just watching it in the field and the collective, even where I live right now, I've been going through my own clarifying in my relationship to have some space to go, yeah, okay, this is where our strengths are, this is where our weaknesses are, where does it want to go, right? And then we go into, I'm watching in the collective field too, and even in groups of friends here, watching everyone go, wow, I've been connecting into this group of people due to thoughts and feelings that I had of myself that aren't true, right? Oh, so I'm going to shift how I'm even navigating, these things. So relationships are really definitely taking on a whole nother level of either clarity and connection or reassessment, right? And it's just been incredible to watch and experience myself. So I'd love to hear, if anyone, I'm going to check Facebook comments too to see what's been in the field for everyone. So the other thing, that the 0 point, this source embodiment experience that's also presencing itself is bringing in that space of, we talk about neutrality a lot, and we talk about going into that space where, we're shifting from judgment to discernment. We're shifting from looking out at the world and having all these ideas. It's like peeling off that layer to go, okay, everything that's showing up right now that we're having to meet that's showing up for us to meet in the external world, going, where are we putting our attention so that we can really truly meet what is there for us to receive, rather than focusing on maybe on the grander experience of the collective, of going, okay, we're creating our own reality right now. We're creating our own reality right now. And we can let all that other, stuff just do what it's doing while we're standing in the strength of ourself, because it doesn't have that experience anymore to hold on to. Yeah, not being able to go in nature for a week and be okay with it. Yeah, isn't that interesting that you have to, that idea that you have to go to nature to be okay? And maybe you don't, some days I'm okay. Like one day I realized at the end of the day, wow, I was inside all day long. And that's not like me. Usually I'm outside, in and out, the house and going into nature or whatever, just because that's just a way that I tune myself sometimes if I'm working or whatever. And I was like, oh, wow, I was inside all day. Wow. And there was no thought, there was no need to do anything else, right? So yeah, it's really powerful that every day is going to be different, every moment is going to be different. Yes, I'm looking at judgment all the time now. Releasing has a new meaning to me. Interesting. I'd like to hear what you want to share with me. Yeah, that all is perfect. Yeah, it is. It is. And recognizing the flux, recognizing the flux and having no attachment to the flux having to be anything other than what it is, right? Because when we tune in, it's like, if we are nature, if we are this source, then where is there to go except what's inspired in the moment? Yeah. I'm clearing a lot around attracting financial abundance by simply trusting. Yes. Yes. Just being the pure frequency of life itself. Right? When we're in that pure frequency of life itself, free from the ideas of the lack, then what are we? We are that abundance. And so what can show up? So perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I have a lot less energy. Old friends contact are also moving. Wow. Yeah. So what I'm getting to share through our meditation activation right now is that I'm already watching it happen through the field as I'm watching everyone's bodies being able to relax into this space and come into coherence and resonance with this 0 point space is rich was the word that I was using with my son the other day. When we were talking about this, is that life is so rich, it's so fertile, right? And abundance can be what it is, but it's like if we're your everything, if we're everything, then everything is available, right? And there's just everything. Right? So so what I was seeing to do is loosen up experience where we may still be holding on to any external seeking, and go into that 0 point that allows that freeing up of the energy. Yeah, Lori, I feel so connected to nature and feel attuned to the animals instinctively. Yeah. And because we are nature, right? It's this idea just because we're a human and that we speak and move differently and create differently, that we are, there's like nature in us, and it's like, no, we are nature. I'll share this experience and then we'll go into the meditation. I was in the Netherlands. I was in my early 20s. Yeah, I was 21. And my friend and I decided to go to north of the Netherlands to this place called Den Helder. And then we went over to the island of Texel, and we got off of the bus in this little town, and it was just felt like you're out in the middle of nowhere, because there was just a little train stop. Actually, we were on a train, a little train stop where the bus would come, and it's like we were just in nature, just surrounded by nature. There's nothing else you could really see besides a few little structures. And there was this pond right by the depot. And I went and we kind of hung out a little bit because we just liked the energy of the place. And I went over to the pond, and there was these tall reeds growing. Hi from Amsterdam, Christy. Yeah. I love Amsterdam too. So we went up there. Den Helder means bright. Oh, thank you, Ing. I love that. I didn't know that. Fantastic. Yeah, it was a very bright experience. The people there were so extremely friendly and welcoming. People were inviting us into their homes and feeding us. We were playing with the kids. It was a fantastic time. So I was standing at this pond, and I remember just looking into the pond and looking at these reeds and just looking at everything and just feeling in such delight of the beauty of this space. And I just got this impulse to walk into the pond, into the reeds, and stand in this growth of reeds. And I just stood there, and I heard to turn around, and I turned around, and the sun was just like in my face. And I went into that like, whoa, that's just that feeling that we all get sometimes when we're in that meditation, that freedom and that unity of everything, right? That freedom and that unity of everything. And it was like such a divine experience to go, yeah, there is no separation in this world of this nature. We are nature. And that was such one of those experiences that really catapulted that feeling and that sense and that knowing of our unity as nature, as source, as this connection. And so just what I'd like to do is just bring that in more, for us to really deepen that sense of self, deepen that sense of connection through everything that we have ever been through source, through this individuation of consciousness, so that we can really allow our life to expand, our energy to expand, our experience to expand, and and be really centered in this space. We're going to see what comes through, because there's a lot of energy moving right now through the field of everyone here. So I'd like to just go in and see what takes place. So let's take a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath and welcome ourselves again to this space, and just noticing what's moving through your body, what's opened up, maybe something that was said or felt, heard. I'm just going to ask for our bodies to come into alignment within the center of our being. So allowing the center of our bodies, that center channel from the top of the head through the root, all the way down into the center of Earth, to flow, and flowing all the way up from Earth through the body, through the center of the head, all the way up through the sun and the central sun, knowing that this alignment of energy is our true alignment. And every moment that our bodies embody through every cell, this alignment source, embodiment source, connection as source. So allowing the center of our bodies to center with every cell of our body. With every cell of our body. Allowing ourselves to feel light. Feel light in our bodies, to welcome ourselves to feel the embrace of this light through the body, through the energy body, to lift any and all densities of the mind, the heart, the experience, to just be freed for the moment, to feel yourself in this safe place, the safe, connected place of all of us here together, that you can give yourself permission to fully let go. Bringing in the heart, your breath. As we move through this energy of light through the heart, bringing it into the body, bringing it from within the body to meet the light out of the body. Infinite source of light, this infinite source of flow, this infinite source of purity. Infinite source of power of who you truly are. Right here, right now. Lifting you into a lighter feeling. A lightness in your knowing, a lightness in your strength, a lightness in your courage, a lightness letting all that is no longer needed within the mind, the heart, and the being be lifted. Let the burdens carry spiral of light, the spiral of the divine light that flows through, welcoming it up as one body through the center of the crystalline earth, up through the crystalline body that you are, the source itself, with one light, one body, one creative source here now, letting that spiral just welcome you deeper into the body, deeper into your knowing, deeper into the lightness, deeper into your sense of self that holds the diamonds of truth. Welcoming in this fertile, rich ground in which this crystalline light of the diamond grows within you, shines within you, and amplifies this embodiment of you, of your soul, of yourself, of your being. That all that is now, every aspect of your soul expression, clarifies to the light, the lightness of being, the light of the vibration, the sound of your frequency that forms this body, that forms this life, that forms this light. This frequency is tuning right now. In rhythm with the geometry of your highest form of the embodied frequency of soul that is here as you in this 0 point experience of life itself. All thoughts, all actions, all being clarifying through this tune of you as source. Feeling the flow of this gentle detox of light through the system, welcoming all that the cell wants to release, any holds, any ideas, any elements. Ooh, yeah. The Lyrans right now really bringing in the heart, the life of light through the crystalline grid of creation. Singing your song of your heart, singing the song of life, singing the song that your body wants to flow with, that your mind and your heart wants to dance with. Receiving you and your song and your flow and your rhythm. If there's words or sounds or movement that wants to happen in this moment, just allow this divine song of yourself to flow, to be welcomed, to come alive. Let the cells, yes, thank you. Just feeling that sparkle, that radiant glow of light as the crystalline light of your bodies is amplified through the Andromedan field right now. That brings that source crystalline light through all the elements. That continues to clear the information, the transmissions, the receiving through all the crystalline elements, seen and unseen, in form and not form, through the body, through the mind, through the heart, through the soul, through this body as source, you and this energy, you and your knowing, the Pleiadians and the divine union, bringing the divine union of life itself through the body. Bringing all of this life itself through the Syrian light. All the vortices, all the pyramids of the geometrical shapes around our bodies and through our bodies into the source light itself, of that strength, of all the facets of the diamond here, coming into clarified wisdom. Freeing the body, all technology that's no longer needed, whether energetic or physical. Allowing all the crystalline energies through all the technologies to come into this highest frequency for us to relate to through this highest frequency of our bodies. Letting the water of our bodies allow us to float in this light. Breathing the words and the sounds into the water of our body. To float in this divinity, to float in this pure energy. Earth in this water, bring forth currency of light that is our strength. Allowing the body here to rest into wholeness. Again, we're going to do another flow of freeing up of any density within the body, mind, heart. Yeah. Allowing yourself to offer it into the light of transmutation here. Yeah. Just seeing a lot of where we've been holding our power in our creative center, within our sacral, within our hips, within our psoas here, and also anywhere around the shoulders and the neck. Just setting it free, giving it permission to go and become the light, to see through the eyes, to every cell of the body to be the vision in the eye through which only this light source wisdom flows through. Receive, to see, to feel, to be in this world. Feel, seeing the play of the child come in, the play of the child. Welcoming the play of the child into this space of how it wants to play in the world. How you want to play in the world through this vision of all the cells of source in your body, really taking in the connections, the curiosity, the now moment, the presence, the gift in the present. Ooh. Going. Allowing the liquid light of the water, the liquid light of your source, the liquid light to hold you in its divine light. And anywhere that there are walls up to this love of self or others, just welcoming dissolution of these walls, welcoming this water to flow around them, melt them away. This tenderness, this opening. Feeling yourself as being held in source, always held in source. This beautiful big light of energy around your body. Welcome in a new moment every breath. As the infant, the infinite infant of birthing the self, and this light is new in each moment. That always has the wisdom, the clarity, the freedom to be. foundation of life itself that has been held on any of the untruths, just gently, gently, gently lighting the light of transmutation to let in this foundation that moves within you, that guides you, supports you, that is you. That is strong like the diamond, strong as the diamond. You within the center of this diamond right here, right now. Feeling the strength of each facet that gets to express in any moment that is aligned and balanced in harmony with this source of the moment now. That through this, all the minerals and the richness of the fertile soil beneath your feet on the land that you're on is resonating through this crystalline center of earth, through the crystalline center of your body and source as one. Settling in here, be still and quiet for a few moments with this. Another moment of stillness, just welcoming the body to feel, to know. Being to be held in this love, you and yourself. As we do so, we just welcome in any and all of the intentions created at the beginning as their aligned truth in this moment, how they all need to for you and your space with this resonance of yourself now. Any and all energies that are here for you that came through, just allowing the integration, the embodiment. Welcoming through you, knowing you are this portal, you are this gateway, you are this in every moment. You are this, and all is here. Just as you're coming into your body, welcoming yourself to the body and the space around you. And as you're welcoming yourself into the space around you, welcoming that all objects, all people, all interactions, all relationships are infused and come into alignment as needed with this resonance of yourself now. That the pure reflection of life itself sees you, feels you, experiences you from this space, this place now. And all that is needed. Feeling your feet, body, feeling your feet. When you're ready, just slowly welcoming yourself. As we welcome you to this space. Beautiful. Wow. Such an incredible receiving, flowing of energy. There was such a immense amount that moved through the body, that through the field. Just saw the willingness of the system and the body and the energy to let go. Just be. And just witnessing the body really saying yes, the mind and the heart saying yes to the freedom and the wholeness of the self. And just watching the support of the greater field that we all are as a collective, as a unified being. And so I'd love if anyone wants to share in chat, if anyone wants to put words to what you experienced, that's fine. Because, it's interesting to talk, when we are in these spaces, because things like the words we have now don't really embody what's possible. Oh my goodness. But I did see it just felt so strong, but light and soft and gentle to be able to be in this space. Like just seeing the gentleness and the softness at the same time. The gentleness, the softness, and the strength, all of this, just seeing how the two really are one, and really being able to tap into that. Yeah, it was funny because, not funny, but it was just really fun to see during this time. I was reminded of when we were at the lake yesterday. It was just me and my son, and we were playing in the water, and just that sparkle in his eye, just the fun and the joy and the connection of being, and because he loves the water, which has been a huge shift for him in his life because he was afraid of the water for a while in his life. And so now just being able to see that, and I was just being reminded of that, in all of us, that sparkle in us, that is really our truth, and really what happens when we just allow ourselves to move through any of the discomforts or the challenges that we have in life, and we can come alive in whatever it is that we can now enjoy or experience because we moved through, something. And just in such delight of that, and seeing what I was seeing as that was being, presented to me through this meditation, and that image of just seeing how much of you are coming into that yourself, that sparkle of light through whatever you may have experienced, that you're moving through, or that you've moved through. And it was just, and that play of the child wanting to invite that space where where we might have held back in the past, that now we feel that freedom. And just another image from yesterday, because as I'm watching that, as myself too, moving through things in life and saying yes to things, and moving through wanting to hold back. It's like that question that came forth in the beginning is, where you might be holding back of yourself, or not tending to yourself, or giving to yourself, allowing yourself. Just felt a lot of that just lift. And that image of, my son standing at the edge of the water because he didn't even want to get in the water, to now being way up the beach and full steam ahead, running and jumping and swimming as far out as he can into the water, right? And so just like, where is that in yourself? Like, where is that in ourselves, where we stood at the edge of something, afraid to step in? Maybe, it was even just ourselves, just our bodies, or an experience in life that we wanted to experience. And now there's just the fullness of it, right? Like, we're fully in that space, right? So yeah, I love that. Floating with my ears underwater gives this divine experience, even in the city pool. Yeah, beautiful. It does. And it really kind of brings us into that space of how we are really floating in space. We really are just floating in space, and how we can tune into that, especially with the water, because we are water, and that water meets and it's like, oh, right. All it wants to do is just flow and float and be. And Cynthia, I've been working with the light beings that were our very first ancestors, where it all began. They entered our galaxy through the black hole, not really a black hole, the cosmic womb of infinite pure love and light consciousness. They loved us into being. We have touched into this today. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Cynthia. Oof, love that. Lori, thank you for this blessing. You'll be blessed among others for your leadership. Oh, thank you. Same to you, Lori. Appreciate you, and blessings to you. Being in this space, we feel no pressure. That is why I love this safe group so much. Oh yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, all in here for those beautiful awakened feeling. Yes, yeah, and I love that, Ing. Just that place where we don't feel the pressure, where we can just let it all, let it all go. There's no pressure to be. There's no pressure to anything. It's just to experience. So yeah, I'd love to welcome anyone to share your voice. If you wish to, you can either raise your hand in participants. Beverly, you want to share? And unmute yourself. And
there we go. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. This feels wonderful. Ironically, so many things are happening at one time. It's overwhelming. But I was asked to work with an older woman. She's 94, but she's in pretty good shape. And so I was staying overnight and staying long hours. And anyway, in the process, I really rebelled. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. So anyway, I went to her house. And it's been like a vacation. I was playing cards with her, like rummy, and got her to church, and and then we're sitting outside doing nothing, and I thought, wow, why am I not doing this in my own life, So, but since last week to this week, and I was only with her over the weekend, the busyness and the noise of life has been so overwhelming. So this morning I had this vertigo attack, of which what happens is my head spins and I'm immobile, right? And I haven't had one of those attacks for a long time. And I kept saying, what's the lesson here, But with this group, I think it really highlighted the fact of the difference between really being relaxed and connected and just really being too busy. Even with this woman, I loved her. I mean, there was moments in time that the sparkle was there and I enjoyed being with her, and you could tell, but then I had to, I got to make dinner, and I got to fix this or that. So I think that what I need to do, which the group is helping me, is to bring the sparkle into everything that I'm doing, whether I'm cooking or cleaning or, in my busy life. And that way I won't have to go through this, dizziness to make me stop. You know what I mean? But anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I really, I just think things are just falling into place. And I appreciate everybody. And Kristen, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Beverly. Appreciate you sharing. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, when we are recognizing where we, bring our sparkle and where we don't, right? And where, like, sometimes we assign the sparkle a place and that it can't go into other places, because of our thoughts, our beliefs, our patterns, whatever it is. And so maybe that's something we can do, is just really notice, where are we assigning, different energies or different experiences to our life based on, how we view our perspective of that experience. And It's so true. I think that's the practice. That's the mastery, right? Is where we are that in everything. We show up as our source self, as everything. We bring the meditation into everything. We bring the connection, the groundedness, the focus, the beauty, the everything into everything, right? Our clarity. And so thank you, Beverly. So yeah, I look forward to hearing how you move with that. What shows up for you in where you're noticing you're not bringing yourself, your inner true depth of clarity and relaxation or sense of life itself into everything. And what's also interesting is I know that from what I've read and heard, uh, physically speaking, that vertigo is also a sign of taxed adrenals. So if you've been, you know, running, going, and your adrenals are tapped out, then it causes vertigo. It's just the way the chemistry works and how the chemistry of the adrenals supports the ears and everything that happens with balance in the body. So just noticing that. So maybe look at too, maybe a daily thing, herbs or different things that can support your adrenals so that you just have that and have that daily support. And everybody, because this is even just going through what we go through on a daily basis with our emotions and thoughts, how can we support our bodies? How can we support our adrenals and how they function with all of our stressors of life? Because there's no doubt, even through all of this, there are there are stressors. So thank you. Yeah. So one of the things that I also wanted to share with this is, that piece that we've been talking about is that life and death coming together. So we're kind of going through what I'm calling, what was shown to me, the words came as death portal, which is really that space where we are dying to the old, coming to the new, and that there's always that meeting. There's always that unity of life and death in every moment, right? We are consistently, just like our bodies are constantly, all the cells, are shedding, everything is shedding. So remembering that we have the opportunity in every moment to be with what is falling away, what is coming alive, and being in that still place to watch so we can consistently choose, from where, it's like when we look at that infinity symbol and where it crosses, it's like there's that space where all of life, all of existence meets, and then it goes out, we're living, and then we're coming back in, and we're getting to reflect, and then something's shifting out, and just being in that space to support our bodies as this light and this frequency is coming alive more. The body's going to want to shed more, so how can we nurture ourselves with food, with light, with nature, whatever makes us feel that in the present moment, whatever that is, and being in that space of reflecting on, oh yeah, this is what wants to shed. I can do that. I can be with that as much as I can right now. So it's like we're going through a deep exfoliation right now. We're in a light spa treatment. Doesn't always feel like we're at the spa, but hey, maybe if we shift perspective, it'll feel a little better. Lori, yeah, if you want to share, you can unmute yourself.
I'm trying. Oh, can you hear me now?
Hi.
You can hear me. Hey, I would show my video, but I'm in my pajamas.
The blessing of Zoom. Yeah, the blessing of
Yeah. I had a question. Are you a shaman? I mean, I've just wondered, I've been following you on the sly, among other things, for the last couple of years as I'm trying to go through my own ascension process, and I'm watching your intuitive space. And I just wanted to know if you've undergone shamanic training.
Well, yeah, I don't call myself or identify as a shaman. And thank you for connecting into our community, even though it's been on the slide. That's totally
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I am on the
A lot of
slide.
people
That's for sure.
never know who they are, never hear their voice, but they're always present. And it's like, oh,
I'll let you see a peek of me.
you look great. I love your background. Yeah. Yeah.
That's me.
When I was in an exploration phase in my early 20s, the two things that I did do, the two things that I did take was I took a medical intuitive course, and then I did take a short shamanic experience with a woman that had been studying it for quite some time with many different tribes and such in California. And so it was fascinating to me because I'd read about, the things that we were learning before, but it just seems natural. Like for anyone that knows me, it's just these experiences just come naturally. And so when I realized that as I was taking took those two classes, I was like, well, this is just who I am, and so I just let it flow as it flows through me. I don't have a specific thing that I follow, besides what's present. And that's why we talk about that a lot.
But you've been on your journey for some time though, right? I see you traveling across the world.
I mean, a lot of this started coming alive to me more consciously as a teenager. I'm 44 now. And just like a lot of us, we have that stuff that comes to us as children, and then we just go through the journey of life and let it blossom as it does.
I've noticed that your age category are the ones that are seem to be the light, showing the light. I mean, I'm like 70 now, so it's like, oh, I've been through that. We were the beginning of all this stuff when it was way down low and nobody could talk about it because, you can't talk about, crystals and essential oils and astrology and numerology. And because I've been conflicted with religiosity in my lifetime, and shunned because of those kind of beliefs. So it's refreshing to hear the younger people not being encumbered by what we had to go through. We had to be real private about everything.
Well, thank you for paving the way. You opened up a lot of the energy for us to be here right now. So thank you.
Well, I guess. Yeah,
it's the spectrum, it's just like when we look at our own individual lives, just the things that we've had to, that we've gone through or experienced to let it be open to what it is now. There's been a lot of way showers and pioneers and whatever we want to call them, like you, that were open to all of this, in those times, and it's really wonderful and beautiful. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough for me.
Yeah. And it's interesting because, there's always been on this planet the pockets of people or experiences that were flowing this, holding this, experiencing this. And, this is just how the cosmos and maybe what we call time space is allowing it to become more of, reality. And so it's just been an interesting, flow of life through everything. And yeah, as Sharmini is saying, it's everyone plays their vital part in this, and no matter where you are on it, it's all a part of it. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Have you gone through the Akashic records? Have you been able to access the records?
Oh yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. And so I don't call it that because I think we're doing that all the time. When we go into these spaces, that's what we are. That's what this is. That's the form of life itself. And then, all the libraries that we get to access through that. Thank you, Gordon. Thank you for being here. Love you too. So, Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, what we do in this life, I feel, is we compartmentalize, because that's how we understand life, right? And so, thank you, Astaris. And so it's just, I don't necessarily see a separation from all of what I receive to these categories of what life is or what we call it, or how people say, oh, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. It's just, to me, when I first, was shown the Akash when I was younger, it's like, oh, okay, well, all we're living in this living library of consciousness all the time, and it just depends on where we're at of what we're actually perceiving and accessing and experiencing and embodying. And just like with life, there's different levels and layers of experience. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I better get off I
Well,
better
thank you,
mute.
Lori. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's nice to get to know each other better. Does anyone else want to share? You can raise your hand or write in chat. Check in. Yeah, Ing, please. Yeah, unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi.
Something came to me. 2 weeks ago, I refound a book that I hadn't seen for a while, but that I knew that was somewhere in the house all the time, and it was Hands of Light by Barbara M. Brennan, and it was a book in the beginning of the 90s. And so I just opened a page, and there she explained about how to do a body scan. And in that time, I was like, oh, wow. And now, oh yeah, body scan. All right. So it's like things that was I can't remember it. Like the evolution of things, like it's becoming more and more like I can't really, Lori was saying the ones who started and then and so there's like this whole evolution, and it's becoming more and more people are tapping into it, and it was only 30 years ago, if you see what was written then, and where most of the people are now, even in commercials, the words that are used, like, yeah, I love it that we are getting more and more, and yeah, that it is evolving.
Yeah, I love you. You're like a kid over there, like, ooh, we're so excited. I love it. Bouncing around. That's great. Yeah. No, it is true, isn't it? It's kind of like it is. It's all of this already exists, and whoever needs to hear it now, we're hearing it now, in the different ways that we are. And it is interesting that a lot of the practices that are used today have already been done. Like, say, oh, I'm becoming a shaman. Oh, we're just learning the traditions that are already in place. We're learning. And so I think that's what's happening as we get more into our bodies. As we get more into our bodies and everything, and tune into ourselves and our heart and our truth, then we're accessing this information, we're accessing this wisdom, we're accessing everything that's already here for us in our individual experience to receive, to be, to know. And it's like the book is already written, our book of life, and so we say it's new, it's just new to our consciousness at this point. It's like we're coming alive. That's how I see everything. It's like it's just coming alive. We say we're waking up, but it's like, we're coming alive again, So I think it's just powerful. Yeah, and Beverly says, yes, I have that book. It was just the beginning, and now it is so acceptable. Love hearing your voice. Yeah, and oh, Savannah, thank you. That's why I love working with you. I appreciate you, Savannah. Love being with you too. Yeah, so all right. Anyone else? One more person can share if they want to. Either can hear your voice. Yeah, Savannah.
Hey, yes, thank you, everybody. That was like the sweetest nothing of a meditation in the best meaning of the word.
I love, yeah. There's nothing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, it was interesting because I find more and more that, you know, as we sit in that still space and just let that energy come from within or be embraced by that energy, it just, you know, there's nothing to say, there's nothing to do. It's just there. We just are. And that's where we get to start to, you know, as we were talking, because someone asked me, you know, what's a good way to meditate or be in this space? And it's like, well, I just love to sit and welcome that stillness in the beginning of my meditation, just so I can really tap into what's present in my body, what's present in the moment, what wants to show up. And a lot of times then that's the space where the deeper stuff can show itself too, because we're giving space for it. You know, we're creating space for ourselves, we're creating space for that experience. And it's there that we can also engage in that. Thank you, Charmony. Yeah, love, it was always a loving space and energy to all present for our group. Yep, thank you. And it is the end of judgment. Absolutely. And that's where we cultivate that space of strength and clarity to say, okay, I'm seeing this. And the surrender and the allowance into the experience, into self, into the knowing, into that can then, you know, as we're saying, adjust and arrange our thoughts, our minds, our heart, our being to what is wanting to be, you know. And so I find that when we come together and we're all in this space together to say yes to whatever's here to be received, oh, that's sweet. We get to hone that centered space, that clarity, as well as that willingness to be in that space in everything that we do. And then over time it just becomes us. Like, we're not doing anything, the energy is just becoming us, because that's what's the truth of who we are, right? It's like the mind isn't creating anything, the energy, our frequency, just like when we were going into that pure harmonic and that frequency of resonance that we are, they sing that song that we are through our hearts, through our bodies, is just, that is what is shaping us. And so if we let our mind, you know, quiet into that stillness, then that sound, that vibration, that movement can, you know, quote unquote, take over, right? Our truth, the source light that we are, and then it just shapes everything. Right? It just can shape everything, just everything. Yeah, Sharmi, feeling such a deep, pure heart love for all life beings. It's so strong. Explosions of love. Yes, crying deep tears of love when I feel it too, and it's overflowing. Yes, absolutely. Being the willingness to be in that space. Love that. Yeah. So that's I guess that's the, you know, the question or a space we can come into with ourselves every day is, how much am I willing to be myself today? And not questioning well, what is myself? It's going, ooh, what does myself want to flow through me today? Just being open to what that energy feels like, to what that energy, so just inviting and welcoming yourself to just show up without having to think or decide, you know, who I'm going to be. It's just going, I want to be that natural self, that natural flow, that natural song that comes through me. And then if, you know, we're challenged with that, then we can say, okay, I'm just gonna call in this frequency right now, because that's what I need, right? You know, just being in the moment of that flow. So yeah. All right. So thank you everyone for being present today. I so appreciate all of you here and the co-creative depth that we are in. And so we will do a short just grounding, closing, integration, and so taking a breath in, allowing yourself to breathe through your heart and your body, deep love that showed up today for you, as you, what you are. Allowing all that open to integrate with ease. To always remember this energy that you are, that can flow into every aspect of your life, every moment of your life, because it is you. And life wants to be greeted by you. That's taking a deep breath in and feeling your body and ground, and letting this energy flow down to the earth, to the heart, allowing this consciousness that is alive through everything to rise back through the heart, going through the day with the wholeness that we are, and the love and the grace that we are. Yeah. And the one thing I wanted to mention that I forgot to mention is at the end, towards the end, it's like it was like I was seeing our circle, and everyone's pineal glands was just like totally lit up, like just full of light. It was like our brains, everything was like, all right, we're bringing it through. Bringing it through. So thank you. And I'll be sending out the replay, so you'll have that. And also, if you wish to share a gift, those links for that are in the emails. And thank you for those who have. And I appreciate all of you. And may this day, may this week, may yourself just really allow all that's showing up for you, so you can become the rich being, the amazing rich being that you are on all levels. So have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and we'll be in touch soon. Well, if you want to unmute yourself to say
thank you. You're great.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful
Bye
week.
bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love you all.